Now, one thing I would like to say as well about Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I know I probably talk about it a lot, but I think it's a good sim with a lot of potential, and I think Asobo is moving in the right direction, and you can stop me if you disagree with me. But they are moving in the right direction, albeit slowly, and I wish they would sort of shift their resources and start doing it a little bit faster. I'm happy with what they've done a lot so far. It's getting better with every iteration, with every update, and they are doing frequent updates. This is the first thing. They are doing frequent updates, which is great. They are fixing bugs on a fairly regular basis. There's still lots of them built into the software. I discovered a new one the other day where in the TBM, nav mode only works if the autopilot's engaged. If you try to engage nav mode with the flight director without the autopilot, the nav mode just wings level and doesn't do anything. It's only with the autopilot engaged that nav mode actually works, which is kind of weird. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. But yeah, there's more bugs to be found, but there is a constant stream of fixes slowly coming and tweaks coming. They're not perfect by any means, but they're definitely getting better. My only issue is that I think they're spending too much time on content updates. They're already talking about their next big content update coming up in a few weeks, which is going to be Great Britain, the UK, and I'm all for seeing content updates, but I really wish that they would shift more of the team away from scenery and onto the the backbone, the bones of the sim, the aerodynamics, the weather. The weather's not bad, but oftentimes it glitches out and just doesn't do anything properly. It loses connection, and then everything is just, it's clear skies and calm winds. So I wish they would do a little bit more to improve the connectivity. The multiplayer aspect seems finicky at best. And of course, the default airplanes have tons and tons of glitches that need to be fixed. And these are the things that really Asobo you need to focus on. Don't worry too much about the scenery. The world you've created is already 10 times better than anything we've seen before, I think. Possibly with the exception of X-Plane, which I'm not really... But as far as I'm concerned, compared to the P3D and the FSX platform, the world you've created is 10 times, 100 times better than what you've had before. So I really want to see you focus more on the mechanics of the simulator itself, because there's tons and tons of developers out there that want to work in this sim and will gladly create tons and tons of fantastic scenery, great airports, much better than the airports you're creating, with no personal disrespect, but the airports you're creating are still look, even the better ones still look fairly generic. We have dozens and dozens of fantastic high quality scenery developers that will create incredibly detailed models of all these airports. So don't waste your time doing that. Don't waste your time on creating airports that these developers are already working on. Support the developers, create the platform for the developers, work on that SDK, get that SDK working, because we all want fantastic airplanes. We all want to fly the 737 through the Microsoft Flight Simulator universe. We do, and you guys need to work harder to support the developers that are going to bring that there. The PMDGs, the Aerosofts, all the aircraft developers that are going to bring these high quality aircraft to that sim. I know they want to, and they're just chomping at the bit for you to open up enough of the sim and debug enough of it and make it work well enough to get it to make it usable. So Asobo, stop focusing so much on the scenery. Focus on the back end of the sim, the real bare mechanics of it, the SDK. Let people who have years and decades, some of them, of experience creating these fantastic scenery products work on the scenery. Leave it to the experts. And focus on really fixing the sim and making the planes super flyable. Appreciate what you've done. A lot of it looks really good, but at the same time, there's a lot still to be done. So I think you need to shift your resources to where they really need to be, which is on fixing some of the algorithms and the SDK within the sim.